Yo, what's up, everybody? Okay, so this is Warren Smith. I've run across this guy, because I watch all content and stuff, and I run across this guy, and I was trying to feel what I feel for him. For one thing, I'm pissed off that he gets so many subscribers with his tactic of acting nonchalant while he's talking, and that's cool and dandy. But he's only done 200 videos, and I've done like 1,500, and he has, as you can see, 300. But he's white, so I get it. Whatever. And no, this is not a victim thing. This is more of statistically speaking type shit. Okay. Anyway, I come across his content, and he seems somewhat grounded in his understanding, and but at the same time I don't like him just for the simple fact that he's an actor. The way he sits in his chair and act all nonchalant while he's telling you to look at this. It's his style, but I could see through it. And that kind of was funny. He's not really genuine. I think he practiced a lot to get this way of, he's an actor. He's cool. And he's somewhat grounded. I like him. Well, he does this video about Professor Dave. This is not even where I started at. I just recognize this guy. His name Warren Smith. Okay, now Professor Dave drops a video. Okay, Professor Dave drops a video off of this video today. Let's listen to a little bit of what Warren is talking about. Okay, this is about gender and sex. Matt Walsh does the What is a Woman video, and Professor Dave comes in. Now, man, I'm very pissed off at Professor Dave, but let's listen to this shit, okay? Here we go.
Or just as rooted in physical reality as those other things.
So now it is rooted in physical reality. I could have sworn I heard you earlier.
Can I identify as Chinese if I'm white? No, your genome and birthplace exist in external reality.
I see a logical contradiction here, though.
Because I'm not peddling ideology, I'm just acknowledging that trans people exist and using biology to explain it. There is such a thing as having the experience of being male or female, and this correlates with brain structure. Masculinization and feminization occur in the brain.
Interesting. He uses the word feminization, masculinization. So we're not born with a female brain or a male brain. It occurs throughout time. So does that mean it's a societal construct? If you are feminized, feminization occurs through your experience?
Please stop saying things like gender is a social construct. No, it is not. It is a biological construct.
Whoa. Okay, I feel like him. Okay. Gender is not a social construct, it's a biological construct. Basically, look, Professor Dave is trying to fucking separate the brain and the fucking body. Okay? Basically, he's saying it's a biological, it's in the brain. He's saying that it starts in the fucking brain. You get what I'm saying? And this is so funny because I don't basically he's saying that if you're raised as a girl, then you should be treated as a girl. You get me? Because every instant that like every type of behavior that comes with being a man and behavior that comes with being a woman is pushed onto the child because you wasn't born that way. You're not going to be born that way. Nobody's born gay. That's a learned experience. I don't know. This is baffling me because I like Professor Dave, bro. The way he tear up Terrence Howard. Oh my God. Let's a little bit more and then we go check out Professor Dave.
So that my decision to be a woman is not a social construct. It's driven by my neurochemistry.
Okay. The male and female brain are different, right? As much as a lot of people would not want to believe that. It is true. The male and female brain are different.
That's really interesting. See, this is a major problem for you, Dave, and let me try to explain why. It's a problem because, and listen closely, you are using the word. Do you see why that's an issue? You say the word woman is complicated and apparently ambiguous and hard to understand, yet you use it.
The male and female brain are different. It is in no way a disavowal of biology. On the contrary, people who object to this terminology typically do so on the basis of ignorance towards biology. I have yet to hear anyone reject these terms while accepting what we just described regarding sex and gender identity.
Really? Because I'm more than happy to do that. That's what I'm trying to do right now.
There is nobody I have ever encountered who says, yes, sex is this suite of genetic and anatomical characteristics, while gender identity is this largely neuroanatomical construct, and a trans person represents an instance in which they do not align.
Sex refers to male and female, and let's go with your gender identity is whatever you choose. Fine.
But someone of male sex and female gender identity should be called a trans man. I have never heard that once.
I'm just going to accept this as true, just to see where this takes us logically. Okay, let's do that.
The unfortunate linguistic coincidence is that we use terms like man and woman, or male and female, in describing both of these phenomena.
But it's not a coincidence, it's a choice by those who want it to be so.
That is where the confusion arises, when people insist that one term must encapsulate both phenomena at once.
Cool, let's...
I'm not even gonna lie to you, they're going too fast for me. I need to slow down, because this is like, I don't know, bro. This is like Eminem saying fast as rhyme. I need to figure out where what is where. Okay? You already disassociated sex and gender. Remember, gender is the word that was created by some Marxist guy, John Money, or some shit like that. That's where that comes from. So I don't understand how can we be from the beginning of time and then come up with words that does not. Okay, so yeah, I think they split sex and gender to make it two things. It's a lot going on here, okay? And I'm trying to be objective to it but at the same time, I feel Professor Dave got some ulterior motives when it comes to this. Okay, let's get to Professor Dave. Now, this is Professor Dave. Professor Dave got a video called Warren Smith is Dumb.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, his Warren Smith video was a month ago. Professor Dave video has dropped an hour ago. Okay, and he say he's dumb. Okay, now one thing that always I'm always funny with Professor Dave, and this is what gets me a little bit, is how he's actually pretty bullish. You get me? He's actually a bully in a little way. He loves to talk shit. He loves to talk shit, and it's like he go out of his intellectual character real fast. You get what I'm saying? And in a way, it doesn't add a little to his credibility. But he is a smart guy. But in this instance, this is not about space. This is not about this is a different subject, Professor Dave. This is what this is, okay? And this, I don't know what to say, but just listen to what he's talking about.
Walsh and a few other people in passing, because most of the disinformation I was addressing stems from people like them, in which they instruct their followers to whine about number of genders and men having babies and other things that...
We don't instruct nobody to... Y'all talk about that. Didn't they throw out a emoji, man emoji? Remember the emoji with the man? You remember the man emoji? Pregnant man emoji? You get what I'm saying? We asked them how many genders are there, and they are the ones that say there are infinite a number of... Get the fuck out of here, Professor Dave. This is why, man, I'll punch you in your fucking face. Being an ass, man... I should have known. You can't. Boy, that makes me so mad because I like Professor Dave.
Only the most willfully ignorant, intellectually dishonest losers bring up. Matt's response was also profoundly dishonest, as it ignored all the points he would begrudgingly have to agree with so that he could frame my video as a direct response to his dumb movie, which it obviously wasn't. Warren maintains that framing because it's convenient to him as he tries to validate this ridiculous martyr narrative that these frauds espouse.
his argument is that gender identity is grounded in biology, which is interesting. Let's see what he does with that. He makes it clear, though, that we do not fully comprehend it.
And researchers are still working to understand the biological basis of gender identity.
Tomorrow, if I decide I am a woman, is that grounded in biology?
Right off the bat, he's fixating on a singular graphic from my first video because it was less precise than I would have liked it to be. Rather than neurochemistry, I should have more strongly stressed the concept of neuroanatomy. So not just brain chemistry, but brain structure. This is what determines gender identity, something which I made much more clear in the two...
We've already established that gender and sex are the same thing. The only reason gender, the word, exists is because of John Money and his Marxist belief. Okay, that's the way I feel. That's what I believe. Okay, so no, you're not going to attribute something to a word that was just created a couple of years ago. Okay.
Subsequent this topic. That will put the second point in context here. When he asks if he can just decide to be a woman, this is a profoundly stupid thing to say for two reasons. First, trans people don't decide to be trans. They're born that way because of the manner in which their brain develops in utero. Bullshit. Second, he is already conflating gender identity and sex, even after specifically flashing a graphic where I differentiate between the two. Transphobes whine about trans women deciding to be women and how they aren't really women because they're talking about sex, not gender identity.
Since sex is prevalent when it comes to trans people, we're going to continue talking about sex. You get me? And if they was women, like you say they are, then they would have the genitals, the chromosomes, and everything else to match. The hormones, they wouldn't have to take pills and all that other stuff, bro. What the fuck are you talking about, nigga? We are not just a brain walking in a body. We are the complete package. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck Professor David talking about. Y'all let me know. Anyway, bye.
Wake up, bitch. You is a dumb hoe.